Hi and welcome back. So today I want to tell you guys about my top 12 or the 12 books that I want to read in 2024. And if I read them or not. Okay? Okay, let's see how I did. So we're missing one, but this is a stack of books that I had. And here we go. Starting with The 7-Year Slip. Yes, I did read it, and I gave it 4 stars. It was really good. Next up, Do Your Worst by Rosie Danan. I did not read this. Next up is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillick. Unfortunately, I did not read this one. I started it and tried to read it, but I think it wasn't what I wanted at the time, so I didn't finish it, and I didn't get very far. I got like maybe 2 pages into it, so this will probably go back onto the TBR. Next up, Feathers from the Sky. If you have been on my channel, then you know that I'm currently reading this one, and I'm almost done with it. As for a rating, I think this book is somewhere between a 3 and a 4 right now. It's about vampires and hunters. She comes from a hunter family, but she doesn't know that she's a hunter, and he thinks that she knows and that he has information about someone close to him. And so Roman, kind of does something and tries to find out if she knows about his relation. And next up is the entire Caraval trilogy. Unfortunately, I've not read this. I read the first one a while ago, and I don't remember what happened in it, so I was gonna reread it and go on to the rest. But this is also going to probably go on the 2025 TBR. So spoiler for that, but this will probably go on there too. Next up is Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Canajas? I don't know how to pronounce that last name. I'm sorry. But yes, I do want to read this book. I did not read it. I think I thought that I was going to read it during Halloween, and I didn't get to it. But this one, I would like to get to. And then there's a book that I no longer have. I actually unhauled it. It's called Baby Moon or Bust. Baby Moon or Bust. And I gave this one a 3-star. But yeah, I didn't keep it, because I thought it was focusing a lot on their, like, face value information and not on why they are compatible. And I think I'm just to that point where I need something more, and I don't want just like the shallow surface level stuff. And then the last 2 on the 2024 TBR were Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows. I was really excited about the TBR at the beginning of the year, and so I immediately read these 2 books, and I gave them, I think I gave this one a 5, and I gave this one 4.5. But they're really worth it. I would highly recommend listening to them on audiobook and listening to them back to back. Because I think that's how Rebecca Ross wanted them to be. And I kind of think that when you're working on fantasy series, you should be reading them as close together as you can, even if they're really long. But these are pretty short, and they're pretty easy to get into. Yeah. And then the last book on the TBR is actually Powerless. I have not read this. This is going back on the TBR. But I don't want to tell you guys too much of the 2025 TBR because I don't want to spoil it for you when I actually make one. But if you were wondering, out of the 12 books that I chose for 2024, for the 2024 TBR, I read 5 out of the 12. So that means I have 7 that I've not read. Stay tuned on what I'm going to do with them.